I am challenging Debbie Wasserman-Schultz again down here in Florida's 25th. It is in a Democratic primary. I know a lot of people are very, very averse to the Democrats. I am not really a big fan myself, but I live in Broward County, Florida, and we have closed primaries and a 14% voter turnout. And if you do the math, it's the only way to strategically do this. Yeah. So it is what it is. So, but yeah, I mean, my issues and policies are kind of all over in so many different ways. But it's always with the same mission. It just depends on what the subject is. Like, I'm here for the least of these. I'm here for service, right? So I'm like policy fluid, depending on what works for the most amount of people at the time, like that's best for people. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. So yes, I'm running as a Democrat, but I'm not one of their people. Let me just say that they're not going to be happy about me. That they're not. Yeah. So yes, I know people are not psyched on them right now. That's all.
I mean, the goal is to defeat Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, and the way you do that is running in a Democratic Party primary. So that's what you want to do.
It's realistic, right? Like, you have a way better chance of getting elected if you actually become the Democratic candidate. So
you have to here. There's no. I mean, we're like a plus. I don't like plus 12 at least, and it's I mean, it's just not going to happen. Like this is the only way to. I've been crunching these numbers for the better part of 15 years. People need to understand that. So it's not like I'm just, oh, let's just try this. It's no, this is the way it has to be done. And we've been strategizing on this for a few years. And there's a lot of things in play that are different than last time. I think that Debbie is going to be in for a very big surprise this time around. And I think you'll all be very entertained as to what is coming. So I feel very encouraged.
Yeah, I am too. The last time that you ran in 2020, you were campaigning and I felt like you were crushing it. And then COVID hit. And then you had to adapt your strategy because, for those who don't know, Jen, she doesn't take corporate PAC money and stuff like that. So she has to raise money through grassroots fundraising. It's like a door knocking campaign. It's very grassroots. And so once the pandemic hit, they had to adjust, and that set them back. And so now, where you kind of have like this normal campaign again. Yeah. I mean, COVID's still here, obviously, but like, you can do what you are good at. And I think that having an actual like real race against Debbie, where you're not kind of kneecapped, I'm excited about it. Like, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic, but I'm optimistic. And even if like this is going to be an uphill battle, just like, it makes me smile thinking that Debbie Wasserman-Schultz right now is like coping and seething. She's really mad that she has a primary challenger.
Yeah, I actually know for a fact that she is freaking out. She was freaking out like the day before we officially announced, because I guess once it's on the FBC, like, it's public. So she probably has somebody regularly check. I don't know. But I know she's freaking out. And the best part about it is, like, seriously, like, I have nothing to lose. Nothing. I have nothing to lose. I can just go like balls to the wall. I am just so enraged right now, and I am just going for it. And the thing is, I will be living rent-free in her head for the next 5 months, whether I win or lose. And that just pleases me to no end. And after this, something's going to happen. I'll end up getting demonetized because she'll have one of her Marsha moments. And, that'll be that. But no, I mean, it's about the message. It's about the service. It's about being out and spending 5 months spreading the message, being on national platforms, talking with you guys, like putting out what I'm about and what I'm fighting for, because at the end of the day, that can keep going. Like, we kept our whole platform going after the first campaign, turned it into our podcast, still did service. And, that's what's building momentum. So, that's one of the biggest problems, I think, is the campaign paradigm is so candidate focused that it doesn't ever encompass any other part of our mission, right? Like, you're not really moving anything forward. And so then if you lose, then that's it. You go away and no one ever hears from you again. And the whole momentum is just gone. And I just think that we can't get out of our own way enough. So we do service-based campaigns, we build coalition, and we just keep it going. And I just think that's the most organic way to do this.
Yeah, I agree. One thing that I'm concerned about is how are you going to address the funding against you? Because you know that if internal polling starts to show that you are a danger to Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, we all know it's going to happen. There's going to be
it's going to happen anyway.
AIPAC money. So
it's going to happen anyway.
How do you address that?
Oh, I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. I started thinking about this a couple of years ago. We have some things in play. We have some things up our own sleeves. let's just say that we're not going to be playing 2-to-1 like we always are. It's going to be more like 2-to-2. And that some of the recent incidents in the world have angered some very wealthy people that wouldn't normally be supportive. And I decided a couple of years ago that if we're going to ever really be able to compete, it can't be 2-to-1 anymore. We need backup. There need to be progressive PACs. There need to be people that are running parallel type campaigns and doing that so that we are fighting fair and we're fighting according to their rules and legally, but we're meeting them where they are. And so there are a lot of things that are going to be in play that I don't think are used to being in play. And I think it's going to be very interesting. And I would also suggest that it's a numbers game. I need 50,000 votes, give or take. And how much money she gets and how nasty they say things about me and call me a self-loathing Jew and whatever they're going to say, that's not going to change the fact that I still only need 50,000 votes. And I know who my people are locally. You know what I'm saying? Like we had over 20,000 last time in a pandemic. So I don't know. I feel inspired, and the outreach I've been getting, and very specifically from the Muslim community, has been like amazing. Like, honestly, I mean, I was joking that I'll end up like wearing a hijab by the end of the month just because I've been going to so many dinners, and I was like, it's so warm and inviting, and they're just being so kind and gracious, and it's very touching. Like it really is. So I feel there's this huge momentum based on people that are outraged and feel silenced here. And I think that it's very formidable, and they are really propping me up and promoting me amongst themselves. And so I don't know, this is very interesting times here.